Volume by calculation. If we have an object that has a regular shape to it, like a rectangular solid, we can actually measure the length, the width, and the thickness. I always called it the height, but whatever. And calculate it this way. The volume is the length times the width times the thickness. When we calculate a volume like this, the measurements need to be in the same unit. So if we're calculating the volume of a rectangular solid that's 3 centimeters by 2 centimeters by 1 centimeter, it really doesn't matter which one's the length, the width, or the thickness, because they're going to be multiplied. You just need to make sure you have 3 different dimensions. So that's going to be 3 centimeters times 2 centimeters times 1 centimeter. And so that comes out to be 6. And what's the unit? Centimeters cubed, which is a unit of volume, so that's nice. Any questions? This one's a little different. A sheet of aluminum foil, 35.0 centimeters by 25.0 centimeters. They're telling us what the volume is. The volume is 1.36 cubic centimeters. What's the thickness of the foil in centimeters? We want the thickness in centimeters, and they gave us, we'll call that one the length. They gave us the length and the width and the volume. This isn't strictly a unit analysis problem, is it? It's more of an algebra problem. We have an equation, volume equals length times width times thickness. And we want to know thickness, and we know the other ones. Where's my arrow? Hello, there it is. We know these 3. We have to rearrange the equation. That's not what I wanted to do. I want to get thickness all by itself. We're going to divide by W. So W cancels out. If I do that to one side, though, I have to do it to the other side. If I give Michael a Go-Gurt, I have to give Emily a Go-Gurt, or there will be trouble, right? To get rid of the L, I divide by the L. Those cancel out. I need to divide by L over here. So it's still equal. So now I've got thickness is equal to the volume divided by the length times the width. The volume is 1.36 cubic centimeters. Down here I've got 35.0 centimeters times 25.0 centimeters. Be careful when you divide by multiplied numbers. What I do is I take 1.36, I divide by this, and I'm dividing by this. If that bothers you, then put the parentheses in here if you insist on doing multiplication. So do it on your calculator and let's make sure we can come up with the same thing. 1.36 divided by 35 divided by 25. We'll go up 0.001554286. The units here, one of the centimeters cancels one of the 3 up there, so that gives us centimeters cubed. This one cancels another one, and we end up with dimension of centimeters. Yes?
Will you be dot points if we still maintain height instead of thickness?
No. Nope. I think of it as height. I'm trying to be consistent with what your book shows you. How many sig figs should it have? 3. So 0.00155 centimeters is the thickness of the foil. These leading zeros don't count as significant figures. So don't round that off to 0.002. That's only 1 sig fig. Any questions? You can put it in scientific notation, definitely. It'd be 1.55 times 10 to the minus 3. Scientific notation is awesome. Kind of my rule of thumb is if I look at the number and I can't immediately see how many zeros there are, I think scientific notation is better. I can look at this one and see that there's 2. I can usually see 3. When it gets to 4 or 5, I get a little insecure, and then you have to get your finger out and count. You don't want to do that. You feel like a first grader, right? So then scientific notation is better. The liter is the basic unit of volume in the metric system. It's defined as the volume occupied by a cube that's 10 centimeters on a side. So what's the volume of this in centimeters cubed? 1,000 liters, because you've got 10 times 10 times 10 is 1,000. So it's equivalent to 1,000 cubic centimeters. So 1,000 cubic centimeters is the same as a liter. A liter is 1,000 milliliters. Therefore, 1 cubic centimeter is the same as a milliliter. This is an often overlooked unit equation. Very important to remember that. And this is the same as 1 cc. In the medical profession, they call it cc. It stands for cubic centimeter. It's just a different term for it. I'm hungry.